successful collective action? Part of the reason that's so hard to answer is because there's more than one goal and sometimes no goal at all. Before you know whether your action's been successful, you have to have a vision of what it's designed to achieve. But what we've seen in our research is that activists and scholars tend to focus on different goals, and different activists, different people within the same movement sometimes look at different goals from each other. We found it helpful in our work to look at a framework which we called ABIASCA. Yes, another wonderful acronym. It's illuminated in our book, The Psychology of Effective Activism. The model talks about how there's different time frames, audiences, and outcomes of collective action that organizers and activists can focus on. For example, your movement might be thinking of the long term, stopping climate change. You might be thinking of the medium term, transition to a fossil fuel economy. Or it might be thinking of the short term, trying to persuade a particular bank not to take action for a particular mining project. In addition, your movement might be focused on different types of actors. It could be that some of your activists are focusing on themselves. I just need to take action for my own emotions to do the right thing in this context. Some people might be thinking of supporters as a group, and others of political opponents. And some people are focusing on bystanders and third parties and growing the movement towards them. And that's important because potentially these different audiences have different needs and preferences. The same kind of rhetoric and language that revs up the supporters might alienate third parties and bystanders and might enrage and provoke opponents. Some of the specific outcomes that we focused on in our research, and that other scholars have too, look at what we call mobilization outcomes. There are 4 that are very important. One of them is raising awareness, another one building sympathy for your cause, generating intentions of people to act, and generating actual actions once the intentions have been formed. Now, those goals, again, can be at odds with each other. Some of the actions that are best suited to raise awareness of a cause, like stunts and even some forms of property destruction or violence, they alienate people. They don't build sympathy, they undermine it, and they can reduce people's willingness to join the movement and to act. Then there's 3 other categories of action that we think are important for success, and these include sustaining your commitment to activism over time, because some movements take decades to achieve their goals or centuries. Building your coalition so that it includes not just people who support your cause, but other people in the community that might have other motives, and ideally people that are close to power holders and policymakers. And the third factor is avoiding countermobilization. Successful collective action that avoids countermobilization is more likely to be sustainable than action that achieves a temporary victory, but at a cost of creating a backlash that in the long term undermines what you wanted to do. So short, medium, and long-term goals designed for different audiences, self-supporters, opponents, bystanders, and third parties, and the specific mobilization outcomes, raising awareness, building sympathy, generating intentions, and creating action. And then the outcomes we call persisting to power, which is growing your coalition, sustaining your activism in the long term, and avoiding countermobilization. So those are the elements of successful collective action.